All right, guys. House Democrats dropped 19 pictures from the Epstein files after the law was passed just recently, bipartisan law passed just recently, finally getting some of those juicy Epstein files. So they were given 95,000 documents, but they're releasing 19 today. That's part of one of the weird things with the Epstein files. There's a lot of weird things that go in with it, but that's one of the things. You got 95,000 files. Some of them are probably really crazy, and you release these 19 that are like pretty tame. They're not nothing crazy. But we'll get into them and we'll explain why they're significant and why they matter. Epstein, for those that don't know, there was a bunch of rich dudes in the 90s wanted to bang teenagers. Epstein had a whole network, had a whole thing put together that, hey, if you give me some money or some favors or something, and you can come to my island, you can come to one of my little houses, and I got some teenagers set up for you, and you could have sex with them. That is essentially what Epstein does. What he did. And then he had a bullshit prosecution in 2008, and then he was really prosecuted in 2018 when him and his accomplice went to prison for it. He ended up killing himself in prison, apparently, and after he's dead, we're just done with it. A lot of the testimony that we have heard, a lot of it's sealed for whatever reason, is that just his wife, just his wife or whatever, just laying, and him were the ones banging all the kids. There was nobody else involved. We know that that's not true. That is absolutely ridiculous. There's people that keep on coming up with Epstein that you just can't. Why are you in every picture with Epstein? These guys are like, the first one's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is like all over the place when it comes to Epstein. It's like absurd how all over the place he is. Next is Bill Clinton. We're seeing a lot of Bill Clinton as well, but we already knew he was a creep. And also, he was president 20 years ago. Like, whatever, send him to prison. No one cares. Bill Gates, a lot of pictures with Epstein, and it's just the amount of pictures that Bill Gates is with Epstein. It does not look good. Steve Bannon. God, Steve Bannon was like, he probably made up the Pizzagate, conspiracy of Democrats, drinking baby blood. He was probably the guy that made it up. I don't remember. I just remember I got in the scene and Steve Bannon was a very huge figure in the scene, and he was going to prison for finance fraud. But anyway, him and Trump are besties, and it seems like he hung out with Epstein quite a bit. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into these pictures and see if we find anything interesting. All right, first one. It's just Steve Bannon sitting at a desk with Epstein. I feel like Steve Bannon looks a little lighter here, so definitely, well, Epstein was alive, so we know it was, like 10 years ago at least. Anyway, see what else we got here. Oh, okay, we got a young Donald Trump here with Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein himself, and some woman. He's hanging out with Epstein. Oh, just a little mirror selfie with Steve Bannon. No big deal. We're just friends. We're just going out to dinner, just doing a little selfie. God, they're so old to be doing a mirror selfie, right? Anyway. We got Epstein, we got Jeffrey, we got Ghislaine, we got Mr. Bill. Don't know who these other people are. Yeah, I mean, Bill keeps on coming up a lot too. He really does. Here we got Donald Trump with a bunch of younger women. This is not. Looks like we found a picture with them. Not blacked out. Not redacted. That's great detective work right there. Huh. Okay. He was a playboy. Oh yeah, so I've been seeing these other pictures as well of the Epstein files, and they're showing us these pictures that look like this. Just everything's redacted. I believe that this is Bill getting on the plane, and that must be the pilot for the plane. See, looking at the comments over here. Some woman. Okay, so it's Jason Case. Okay, anyway. Who even cares at this point? Like, why are we even talking about him? I'll tell you why. You know, during Trump's first campaign, talked about releasing the Epstein files, didn't do it. During the entirety of Biden's presidency, where he complained about literally everything, Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, and the Alex Joneses of the world, the Tim Pools of the world, the Charlie Kirks of the world, talked about releasing the Epstein files. I mean, there's just video of them all over the place saying, hey, when Trump gets in office, he's going to be the most transparent president ever, and he's going to release the files. Now he's president, and he hasn't released shit. It's been a game. If anything, we've been playing this really weird game. Instead of just saying, no, I'm not going to release them, they're like playing this game. We've been playing, it's just absurd what's happening. But anyway, the fact that Donald Trump and all the conservatives rail about releasing these files for so many years, and then you finally get into the office and you don't release the files, that's what's fit, and you're acting weird about it. That's why, as a Democrat, like before, I get what Epstein is. He's like a bunch of rich people banging young women. I get it. I'm glad he's went to prison. I'm glad he's dead now. But I can assure you, there is another operation going on somewhere else. This has been going on for a long time. So I wasn't like too worried about it. What brings up the red flag is Donald Trump's, just the way the Conservative Party has acted towards this. Now that he's president, he's not releasing it after you guys hyped it up for so long. And my only question is why? Why is it now that the files are sitting right in front of you, you don't want to release them? That's what happened here. If you guys didn't talk about it so much, then the liberals wouldn't be talking about it. Here we are now. Now things are just too weird, Donald. With Donald, it's just too weird. He's gotta do something here, because right now it looks like he was diddling kids. And same thing with Bill Gates too, but like Bill Gates, like he made Microsoft. I don't give a shit. Put him in jail. No one likes Bill Gates. He's whatever. He's just another rich guy. Another guy that's too rich. You ask me. Don't know what's happening in this one. Oh, that's right. Woody Allen and Epstein were good boys as well. Remember hearing that one from back in the day. Another picture of the Epstein files. That's absurd. Why not just delete the whole page? Trump condom 450. I'm huge. Right. Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. They're showing all these room pics, and I mean, there's cameras in all the rooms. I went kind of fast. Let's check it out one more time. You're fine, bud. Is that a real tiger? I'd be surprised if they were messing around with tigers. Maybe not sexually, but just tigers in general. Yeah, man. I saw another one too. It had Dershowitz in it. There's a picture of Dershowitz. I just finished fielding through another 2,000 files, this time tackling folder 5. So I don't know how much was released exactly, but it looks like people are still like going through it. I just like came to this. I got right in the middle here. It says pick a Bannon and Moskowitz. Times Tribune article on Trump and Obamacare. um I've never seen that video. That is, I've never seen that video. That's a pretty wild video right there. Oh my god. Oh, we're having fun on a Friday night, aren't we? Yeah, there's no shortage of Epstein and Donald Trump, that's for sure. Yeah, okay. I was checking out this video with Bondi real quick, but it's, you know, it's fine. So it seems like a lot of stuff has been released, and we got people going through it right now. So this is just the first little tranche of Epstein stuff in a big tranche of many tranches. But it keeps on unraveling, and I'm here for it. It's entertaining. It's entertaining for me. Politics is so, you know, dreary and rough sometimes, and you know, this stuff's kind of ridiculous. Feel bad for all the women and stuff. It sucks. It's kind of the world we live in. But really, well, we got to catch some predators here. All this stuff getting releases, whatever, but we need to catch some predators. It's not likely that that's what's going to happen, but that's what we're hoping for. So, and hopefully we get some embarrassing pictures of Donald Trump, because that is what we're hoping for. We want people to be held account. We want criminals to go to jail, but we also want Donald Trump to be embarrassed, because fuck that guy. Catch me in the next video, guys. I'll be a little bit nicer. Maybe. Probably not to Donald Trump, though.